So yeah, this has officially turned into a Holy Spirit revelation. So we're just talking, I don't go live anymore because nobody goes on my lives, and I'm just talking to myself. So I would rather just make a video and share with you guys instead of ramble by myself. And it's 3 a.m, so who's really up right now? But Pastor Mike Todd, yeah, what we're witnessing, allegedly, is a demon-possessed man who the demon that he has given himself over to, and it's subtle. It's really subtle. Like, if I were to sit down and talk to him, he was always accessible to demonic possession to me. From the moment that I saw him, I was just like, because hindsight, I didn't know what demonic possession was, but from the moment I saw him, I knew he was off. So the fact that he was off from the moment that I saw him, which was years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago was the first time I saw him. I think when he first started bubbling, but he was always susceptible to being infiltrated. Chances are he was infiltrated at the time. I believe he's legacy. So, you see a lot of people who are preaching because their parents preach. And for their parents, unless they were called by God to preach, it's the family business. And I do understand legacy, like my children are legacy prophetic, like I'm legacy prophetic. But I only have identified within one of my children who is legacy prophetic. I have 4. So all 4 of them aren't guaranteed to receive my gifting. And even if they do have my gifting, it's up to God to call them forward. I'm a teacher. That doesn't mean my other 4 children are teachers. I've been called forward to teach. I have not been called forward to preach. And Lord, please don't put me on the I will speak, but I do not want to be responsible for y'all's salvation, because y'all get real ugly when people be trying to teach y'all something. I'm up here trying to help you and you mad at me. Well, actually. So yeah, Mike Todd, I believe, is definitely demonized, because he does have the Holy Spirit. I believe that Mike Todd is demonized, but the demon that is in him, because people are starting to recognize that he is demonized, is spazzing out, having all the fun he can, and then when Mike Todd is told to sit down, you're going to watch him flame out bad. You all know what's crazy was Eddie Long turned into a completely different person. And yeah, we can say it was the sickness, but where does sickness come through? Sickness comes, it's a demonic sin, right? And he was quite sinful. But I'm just thinking, again, a demon's only going to inhabit a person as long as they're able to have fun in the person and causes many people to sin under that person, right? I could probably go back and listen to Eddie Long messaging and see how he was lacing his messaging and leading people astray. I can definitely listen to the things that come out of Mike Todd's mouth and listen to how he's leading people astray. And it's not that people just think that the devil is gonna be like black and white, say this was red, a big red stop sign that says, "Hey, I'm Satan." It's not how Satan works. Satan's best move is very subtle. Think about it. He went to Jesus, God himself. If he could just get you to look in other directions, you can still look to God, but he wants you to look in other directions as well as, in addition to. Besides is even better, but in addition to. And that's what these celebrities be doing, and that's what Oprah did. So yes, I'm getting off of Mike Todd. Mike Todd is about to be dethroned, and we're going to watch when he gets dethroned. He's going to start looking different. He's going to just age overnight, because the demon that is keeping him youthful, that he came into agreement with, is going to leave him. And even if he does turn his life back to God or back to Christ and comes back into covenant agreement, he's still going to have to go through a pruning, regrafting, and preparation. He's going to have to go through it. God can't use a dirty cup. He wants you to be purified, which means he's going to have to pour fresh water in you, and that's a process. So he's not going to overnight, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then don't fall for it, y'all. I'm just teaching y'all how to clock it. I don't know how y'all clock it, but I'm teaching y'all how to clock it. Pick up the book. I'm sharing my journey so that you can look at me and look at yourself and clock it. Because once you start realizing, oh, that's what I'm doing, now you can become intentional. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing something. If I would have known that I was turning away from my flesh, if I knew I was crucifying my flesh 3 years ago, don't you know I would have been intentional, confessing my sins. And I didn't know that I was repenting. I didn't know any of these things. But if I knew, I would have been running to Jesus. Instead, for 2-3 years, I fought him. But get the books, y'all. Available on Amazon, When the Scales Fell. But that's what these elite people are doing, and this is what Oprah did. What Oprah did was she pointed us to New Age. When we think about who really helped usher in the New Age boom, of course, metaphysics and all that stuff was out here before, Oprah, but who really packaged it in a way for us to consume it, especially as melanated people?
About one of the points it brings out is one of the mistakes that human beings make is believing that there is only one way to live. That's and right. That we don't accept that there are diverse ways of being in the world, that there are millions of ways to be a human being. And many ways, but many paths to what you call God. And her path might be something else, and when she gets there, she might call it the light. But her loving and her kindness and her generosity if it brings her to the same point that it brings you, it doesn't matter whether she called it God along the way or not.
Because I remember in 2013, I was in Dallas, and I was doing a vision board workshop because I had been turned on to metaphysics, and the black women were looking at me like, vision board? We ain't doing that witchcraft stuff. And now it's just like, everybody, we having a vision board party, getting our annual vision board. I personally don't know how that aligns with Christianity. I don't see a problem with having vision, but now when we're going into the space of manifestation and all these different things, I don't know how that works out in Christianity. So for me, I just stay away from it. But I don't see a problem with having a picture, but if the picture of what you're calling into yourself is of something of this world, you really don't know. Like, I know what God told me I'm here to do, but I don't know how God is going to have me execute it. So for me to have any particular vision, it's like tug of war. God's trying to pull me this way, and I'm pulling this way, and we're pulling against each other, so God can never fully get my submission, because I'm like, and I want a house, and I want a car, and I want a career, and I want this, and I want that. And God's like, but I don't have any of those plans for you. So as long as you have that vision for yourself, you're blocking me. So I can see how a vision board could be problematic. How about video 4? And I'm really going to get to the juicy. I'm going to get to the juice of the fruit of Oprah.